So today I'm going to be doing a buttonhole stitch all the way around, and I'm going to use some cotton thread. It's just some of the embroidery floss, and it's DMC, and it's number 738. So it's just a nice cream color here, and I'm going to use 3 strands. I'm just going to divide them up. Okay, so if you guys want to get caught up to where we're at, this is my fun little feather fabric journal, and I have a playlist. I'll put it on the end screen. You guys come check it out. And yeah, we're having fun doing this. It's just a fun little series of some slow stitch. So I also want to add my twine. This is my fabric twine, and I did a video showing you guys how to do all this and add the buttons, and it's just a cute little playlist of this, and I'll put that on the end screen. You guys can get caught up to see how to do some fun fabric twine. It's nice to use up your fabric scraps and stuff you have. So what I want to do is split it in half. So I'm just going like this with it. Get it half. Whoops. Throwing things everywhere here. And I'm going to cut it like this. Just like that. And what we're going to do, so it doesn't come unfrayed, I'm just going to do a couple stitches in it, because I don't want this coming unfrayed. And I don't really want to tie a knot in it because I want it to stay fairly flat. I mean, it just needs to stay because we're going to get it sewn in, and this is going to be our closure. So I'm just doing a little stitch through here. Okay. Doesn't really matter what it looks like because it's going to be hidden. I can pick my needle up. All right. Okay, so we're just gonna do that. Just a little stitch through. If you guys hear that, that's my, I got a little ice machine for Christmas, and I love it. Oh my goodness, I love it. So it's just a little, you plug it in and put some water in it, and just makes little ice cubes. Oh my gosh, I love it, because I am an ice cube kind of gal. I love ice in my water. And I'm not sure why, but I really do. So nobody else does. My husband doesn't really care, and then my son, he doesn't live here anymore. He's older. And so it's just me and my husband, and I always do ice, and I love it. And I'm thinking, well, is this going to be too much ice? No, it wasn't too much ice. I actually need to fill it up more often than I thought. Okay, so enough about ice. Now, what I want to do is make sure I pin this where I want it. So it's going to go like this. So this is our little journal cover. And I'm going to go in between. So what I have on the back here is a piece of canvas. It's just painter's canvas that you can get at a hardware store. And I dyed it with coffee or tea. I think it's coffee. And I just went ahead and pinned it on here, and then we're just going to do a little buttonhole stitch all the way around it to close it. So now what we're going to do is go in between and just add our little closures here. So you can find the middle, or close, close to the middle. Just kind of bend it and pinch it. And there we go. Okay, so there's that one. I'll just pin it. Make sure I don't pin my journal shut. There we go. and do the same thing on the other side. So you can see I'm just going through into the middle here and just lining it up with this one. Just going in about an inch or so. I want to make sure my bead shows. Okay. And then just pin it into place, just like that. So now we got ourselves a nice closure. Let's see this side. Okay. So let's go ahead and start our stitch. So I'm just going around. And then just go through, just like that. So just make sure you're catching both sides. You know, I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do a blanket stitch on this. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a running stitch because I don't, when you do a blanket stitch, it gets a line across the top and then you have the little legs going down. So it flattens all your little frays and I don't want to flatten my frays. So, I'm changing it up. So we're just going to do a fun just running stitch all the way around it just to close these together. And I think that's going to look nice. So that's the great thing about your projects. You can change your mind anytime you want. Okay, so we're just going to do just a fun little running stitch. Then we can keep our beautiful little frays and stuff on the outside. So I just go in and out. And they don't have to be any particular width or, I mean, unless you want them perfect, but I'm just taking it and just going down and then back up like that. Because then now we get our nice frays staying there. And it kind of goes with the theme on the inside. So yeah, so if you want to do like one of those other, the blanket stitch or a buttonhole stitch, I would suggest not to do it on a frayed piece. So yeah, so I'm glad I'm switching it up here. I think it'll look a lot better like this. So I'm just catching both sides, just like that. And the great thing about the slow stitch process is just the journey of it. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything that needs to be perfect or has to be exact, because that's what it is. It's just something that is kind of just meditative and just relaxing. Really, like, take a deep breath and just see where the journey takes you. And you kind of just go with it. Because there is definitely no right or wrong for any of this. But I think this is coming along nicely. Okay, and then just make sure if you do pull it tighter, just kind of go like this, unless you want that bunched up look to it. Okay. And you can also do the stab method too, where I'll show you, where you take it and just go straight down, pull it through, and then straight back up, just like that. So I mean, it's all up to you, just however you want to do it. It is your project, nobody else's. Okay, so we're gonna get to the feather here, and all I gotta do is just make sure. I might have to cut my thread too in a minute, but just make sure to kind of move it out of the way. Just get in there. You can even do like a little running like that. Up and down a couple times and then pull it through and then just straighten it out. So I'm just making sure to get up underneath the feathers. I don't want to sew them down. Like that. Oh, there's more ice. I love that thing. At first, when we first got it, and it would do the ice and dump it like that, the kitty, oh my goodness, she would just like, ho, 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 run around like, what was that, what was that? She gets so scared, because she's a little nervous about stuff, because I've told you guys she is adopted, you know, and she kind of had a little rough, and we got her a little older. She was like 8, 9 years old, and so she's gotten way better. I mean, she's not as skittish, you know, and jumpy, but the ice machine really threw her through a loop. She's like, what in the world are you guys doing? So I'm just flipping it like this, just because it's getting too short. And I'm going to just do a couple stitches here. Just a stitch or two, close it off. Like that. But yeah, it's like Kitty. It's just the ice machine. But she's so funny because we got, you know, our little dog doors. And anytime I get like a trash bag out or anything like that, she just bolts for the little dog door and go right out of it. She's so funny. She doesn't like trash bags because you take them and, you know, you shake them before you put them into the trash bin. And what you do is just find the string, the one string, because the other string won't pull through. There's usually 2. But then you find the one and you could just take it and easily go like that with it. It's a little tip and trick. Okay, so I got 3 here. All right. Oh, I think I had one over there already ready. That's funny. Well, I wanted to show you guys that. Okay. So we're threading and we're knotting. Threading and knotting. It's got kind of day. And we're kind of rainy today and just a little cloudy. We got rain here in Oregon for sure. Okay, now I forgot where I was. All right, over here. So you can see on the back, it's easier to check to see where you were. So now I'm going to make sure to close this in here really nicely, because you don't want, this is going to have a lot of the tension on it and the pull and the tying back and forth. So you want to make sure that you get that in there really good. Okay. So I'll show you. We're just going to go up, and then you're just going to go right back down through it. Make sure you're getting on the fabric here. Okay. Just going to do that. Now that I tacked it down, I'll move this out of the way. And we're just going to keep going back and forth and pinning this down really good. So I want to go through it. Make sure I'm getting through this fabric too. Just doing that, like that. And then you could do the couching method too, where you're sewing around it, where you go on one side of it. And if you guys want to see more detailed couching, I did that with the feathers here. I showed you guys. I'll make sure to put that. I think it's in the playlist, so you have to come check out the playlist. I'll just do the whole playlist on the end. And you guys can follow along here. But see, you can go like that on either side of it. If you guys can see that. So I just went on this side of the rope and on that side of the twine. So you can do that a couple times. Just to secure it down. Okay. And it's not going anywhere. And then I'm going to make sure to go on the outside here, just right along on the outside, and just couch it down right here. Like that. So there. So you just make sure that you're getting it. Just like that. So I think that's not going anywhere. now we just continue doing our running stitch. Yeah, but animals are hilarious, aren't they? I'd love to hear in the comments what your guys' animal stories of just like, it's like, do you guys have crazy cats? Do you guys have crazy dogs, you know? Do they love to help you craft? I mean, for sure. It's like, I'm amazed. My little Patty, kitty, she is getting a little patty. She's getting a little tummy. Well, she is a big cat. And if she could get up on this table, she would. She would just lay right across here if I'd let her. And it's like, no. She's pretty funny. I mean, she's pretty cush right now, too. She's out there laying on her and Rudy, my dog, little dog, they fight over the bed. It's pretty funny. Okay. So yeah, comment down below. I'd love to hear about those stories. I love it. I'm just getting to the edge here. Right there. And if you guys are enjoying this video, please hit the like button. That does help me get out there a lot further, so everybody can see how to make this fun little feather journal here that we're working on. A little slow stitch. I'm really enjoying the slow stitch series that I'm doing with you guys. I mean, it's just so relaxing. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Okay, so let's just keep going. There we go. I mean, you'd be surprised how fast it goes, and then you're just looking around for more things to stitch on, because you're like, wait, that went too fast. Okay, let's see. I think I'm getting to the end again. I just flip it around and just do a couple stitches. Just make sure you're getting into the fabric. And then once you do like a couple stitches, I'll just cut that off. Okay, I already had a couple over here ready. Okay, so I got my knot ready. I'm just gonna pop this one up through here and continue. So, just on the animal subject, we have wild turkeys that come around here, and we got like 5 acres out here, and we're out in the valley, and we're off the outskirts of just Eugene, Oregon, and the turkeys are just everywhere. I mean, the wild turkeys come everywhere, and my mother-in-law, she actually lives, she's got like a big, huge trailer out in the back, just right by the garage and stuff, and she's all set up, and she likes to feed the squirrels, and the turkeys were getting involved. So she has her bird feeders, and she'd feed the bird feeder, and the squirrels would, you know, come get it, and she'd feed the squirrels from her door, like on her porch, and so the turkeys would come get the stuff that fell on the ground, and then they started getting smart and coming up and jumping on her porch and looking through her window and smashing like into her trailer and stuff, and it's like, oh my goodness. So she still would just feed them and do that, and be like, they're okay. And there was I think there's 16 of them, and they're big. I mean, they're just big wild turkeys just run around, and they're all females. Sometimes, you know, when the mating season comes around, there's the male, but so they're all just running around, and I look out one morning, and my husband's truck is there, and there was one turkey just on top of the truck, just scratching and running around and getting, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I had to talk to my mother-in-law, and she's like, okay, I'm not going to feed them anymore. I'm not going to do it. Because they do. I mean, they're great. They're cool to look at, and they're kind of fun, and they do the little gobbly thing. Like when they lose one of their little partners around here, they'll start kind of gobbling at each other and trying to find the other one. It's kind of like Marco Polo. It's pretty funny. But just when it starts getting on the vehicles and scratching them up, we were like, no, I think that's good. So she went to her sister's for just a couple days, just in Salem, Oregon, you know, and stayed with her sister just for a couple days. They were, you know, doing Christmas stuff and having fun. And they were still here for a little bit. And then by the time she came back, it was like 4 or 5 days. And they kind of just move on. So they moved on. They went to someone else to see if they'll give them some food. So they're cool, but they're kind of turned into pests, you know, like little pests. And it's like, geez, they just get like angry. They're like, feed me. They just get like, she just did like the big seeds, you know, the big bird seed and stuff. So, but it's kind of horrible that you can't just feed the squirrels or the birds because you have all the other animals coming around that, you know, can definitely fend for themselves around here. I mean, there's all kinds of food just in nature, but, you know. So I'd love to hear what kind of just wild animals you guys have running around, because it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, just fun little stories, you know. Okay, so before, I think I was doing the stab method. So that's why if you just kind of, it's kind of nice to sit, you know, in front of your TV and just do that, watch your favorite program, or sit with your friends and talk, and you don't even notice what you're doing after a while. You just kind of just do it. And I kind of changed my technique, and I mean, there's definitely no right or wrong. So it's just whatever you feel to do at the time. It's like your hand gets tired from doing that, so then you do this up and down, up and down. So, I mean, there's no definite way you have to do it the whole time. It's just whatever you feel, because that's the whole point of slow stitching, is just whatever you feel. Oh. Okay. And snip it. So we're getting ourselves a little journal cover here, guys. Yeah, I'm really liking it. Okay. So I'm getting totally into the, like I said on one of my videos, I haven't done slow stitch for a little bit. You know, I was raised with my mom being a crafter and a quilter, and she's done all this through my whole life and taught me, excuse me, how to do like all this stuff, like crocheting and slow stitching and sewing and different things like that. So I'm getting into it again. You know, it's been a couple years, and it kind of just comes back like riding a bike. But you know, I don't claim to be an expert or anything on this. It's just more for the feel of, you know, just doing it, just kind of doing it, because you do get a certain feel about it. Like when you're doing it, it's just a calming effect. It really is. Okay, so I'm going up through, I just knotted it like that, and I went through the fabric and through this twine. Okay, so we're going to do that a couple times. We're just going to go in and out. Just like that. Okay. So I just want to make sure that when we tug on this, that we're not going to have any issues. All right, so you could do that. I mean, I might be like, you know, overdoing it, but I'd rather overdo it than underdo it. So I'm doing the couching. I'm going back and forth on each side of it. I think couching's more on top, but it's kind of the same concept to go on each side of something that you're wanting to pin down, you know. So I'm just doing each side. I think that's good. We can take this out. Okay. Now we're looking good here. So we're just gonna go like this and work our way to the top. So yeah, like I was saying, I want to get into more cross stitch or slow stitch and embroidery. I'm really wanting to do the embroidery, like more like fun embroidery stuff and things like that. So I'd love to hear in the comments if you guys want to see more of that. I have a cool table embroidery. It's like a thing that you set on your table, and then you got a hoop that you can put on it and do some more you know, slow stitch like that on it to make it a little more I don't mind doing it like this, of course, but like when I'm doing like more detailed things and I want my, you know, the camera and you guys to be so it's still so you could see it, so I'm not like flip flop. I got a cool little table stand with some hoops that I could put my material and my fabric on and stuff. So I'm excited. So I want to go on to a series of definitely going through and doing some more embroidery and more hand stitching things with you guys. So yeah, let me know if you guys are totally into that, because I think it's going to be fun. And of course, I'm going to always have it go to junk journaling and some sort of junk journaling aspect, because that's the cool thing about junk journaling. You don't have to do just one kind of, you know, there's so many different junk journals out there, versions that you can do. And I love that about crafts, you know, that I can do that and switch up a little bit and kind of just go to another series and do, you know, say painting or cross stitching, or I keep saying cross stitching, slow stitching, you know, different things like that. And it's, you know, like you could do an art journal and do a stitch journal. And so I'm just having fun with it. I really am. And I hope you guys are having fun with it too. Okay. Because there's just so much in life that I want to explore and show you guys and go on fun journeys together. Just seeing what we can find here. I'm going to do it one more time. So if in doubt, do another stitch. Okay, and we're going to snip it. And there we go. Let's take out our pins. Our little pins. Don't need those. They did their job. And there. All right, so that's what I wanted to show with you guys today, is to get this all stitched on and get our journal ready here. So there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is so much fun. I mean, look at that. That is not, these are not going anywhere. So they can go like this. And you can, you know, do your little knot or your tie or bow, or, I mean, however you want to do it. You can just go like that and have your fun little danglers hanging. And there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.